Double. What is this piece of junk? There we are. Yeah. Woo! Upon the nightmare that was the hellscape of 366 days around the sun, what 2020's pop music did worst was singers. Why, in an era where television is saturated with as many singing shows as possible, have we given up on letting people who can sustain a normal note go out the window? I'd take Katy Perry, it was so botched. So they cover me in daisies, daisies, daisies. Okay, I deserved that. I could make a top 10 just of people who should have never been in the same room as a microphone, but luckily for us, we got something bad to pop music. Without the pop charts, this year was nothing. So thanks, Katy. I appreciate your vocal sacrifice. The bad singers aren't the only problem. We sure had our fair shares of ding-a-lings and crusty jugglers that chose new and exciting ways to suck. Just understand that nobody sings as well as I do. Other than that, this was the best year of pop music I've consumed from start to finish. It was consistently good, it was fun, and it helped me forget that my state's voting looks like this. And a good year made this all the more difficult to order. Not tough getting stuff here, my job is pretty easy when I use the whole top 40, but I sure did turn those 28 tentatives into 23 for your enjoyment and my editing misery. So sit back, get your Rage Megahorn ready, and get your 90s based snack for maximum enjoyment. Happy Grissom Lists! This is the top 10 worst songs of 2020. Number 10. You guys keep going. I'm gonna be down here making some mask angels. It's hard to avoid our lovely pandemic altogether. It was the easy go-to in a year that only seemed to be more and more piles of bad shit. I can't even go to the grocery store without seeing some bigot. I mean, Trump supporter. I mean, asshole without a mask. Definitely now we're sick of pandemic nonsense. Early on, it seemed like it was allowing acts to churn out some great music. Or, what if our lame end-of-the-world love song could become popular on the back of a global pandemic?
But if the world was ending, you come over, right?
Welcome, Jonathan Percy Starker Sachs. And welcome again, Julia Michaels, our dearest friend of the show. While she's not propping up Selena Gomez's career and proving her truest talent of being the real worst, air quotes, singer working, God, how overblown that take looks this year, we have a quick and convenient way to exploit a national emergency. Lucky us, Pop Chart Julia is back! Lame radio station staple for the whole family. Not interesting enough to be annoying the 1000th time, not too impersonal to be thrown in the trash as it should have been. These are not compliments, they're aesthetic failures. Plenty of pop music shares this bland accessibility, but those performers usually know how to properly use a microphone.
Were you in the living room chilling, watching television?
Starker, what is your purpose here? Living with this hypothetical has caused you to sound absolutely indifferent about it all? The idea of the song has some pretty massive implications, and he doesn't sound any more desperate than a guy walking his dog, and the dog just will not take a shit. Come on, Ponyo. That capture gallery is not going to edit itself. This man is supposed to be singing to his active girlfriend, and this is the best he's got? The only reason he could have gotten any attention would be to be a Canadian guy filling that Canadian airwave quota, not to be internationally known as the saltine cracker equivalent to music. Visibly bland, but salty enough to have at least some texture. It's not like we'd instantly forget about him the instant Julia stinks up the place.
I tried to imagine.
Wake up, fuckers, it's time for Julia! Once you're lulled into a state of bored disgust, she'll hit you with that raw star power she's known for the least.
How to think about you without it ripping my heart out.
She definitely picked the right year to pull this. She fit right in. 2017 was a sort of prank, but now this is just what we accept. Maybe poor singing is some kind of metaphor for having some random foreign garbage in your lungs. Fun! And those harmonies.
I know, you know, we know.
It's like they think getting louder is going to make it more impactful and not exponentially grating. I'm sure Julia produced this too. Finn? Why? Do I need to rescue you from a kidnapping?
I'm coming!
As a Julia job, whatever. But this is terrible for Phineas. This guy helped produce too many of the best songs with his sister last year, and that's the problem. He doesn't care about the blossoming relationship of two walking tattoo farms. Hope the paycheck was worth it, buddy. It is the best thing about this. Right?
You come over right.
Hell, maybe these two are falling apart. That right has so much weight at throwing complete doubt into the whole thing, and not the way they intended.
Right.
It's a duet. They shouldn't be lacking in confidence that they'd find each other in an apocalypse. It's song self-sabotage. No confidence in their massive public show of love. No confidence in the conceit of the song's message working. Imagine them even reacting to it. Starker, this song is good.
You come over, you come over, you come over right.
Right? This song should have shown up for one day on Q104's Hit and Miss, got voted out, and never seen the light of day again. I'm sorry, Canada. We know you've got real artists up there. And you're better. Fuck America. Buck forever. Number 9. So far done. And post. Oh, I forgot Yummy.
Yeah, you got that yummy yum.
Hard to talk about 2020 without bringing up the cultural phenomenon #1 smash hit Yummy. Oh, it was never a #1 hit? I thought with all the scummy shit he did, that it had to have gotten to #1. Nothing like recommending streaming fraud to artificially burst the numbers of such a good song. It's not like we're already suspicious of the actual popularity of a given song.
How many faking they streams?
It probably would have also worked if this false promotion was for a song better than a sloppy imitation of modern R&B.
Yeah, you got that yummy yum.
Bieber, you don't got that tenor. It's like Pillow Talk. You remember Pillow Talk? I wish I didn't, but we keep getting reminders from these out-of-touch white boys failing to convey something they could never fathom. Just because they can, just because it's popular, does not mean that this is going to fit the genre that they think it can be. I'm not a fan of trap and R&B. Surprised? Of course not. But at least I can recognize its appeal. It sets a mood. It's full of emotion. Even if it's about the mundane, it matters.
The yummy yum.
And if you were to have the stones to call your fucking song Yummy, it better do more than remind people that Justin Bieber, the phenomenon, is a collective mistake. And whatever. Maybe that's me being pissy for being related to him by my family members for so long. And it's also probably not fair. I'm sure that there are some prolific lines in the song.
Light a match, get lit, babe.
Getting lit and a combustion reaction aren't the same thing. Or clever wordplay, Gramps.
Yummy yum, the yummy yum, the yum.
Nonsense. Utter and complete nonsense. What, she cooks well? Projecting her objective beauty as a gross food comparison? Nobody cares, dude. Sing her this as a joke. Don't pretend the world needed your hemming and hawing, which is the name of the song I wrote about the channel. Folk Noise got that hemmy haw. It's not like he just wrote a song crying for real emotional support.
I'm so lonely.
Dude, you're married. That's a cold-blooded move. At least he practiced that bland repetition. Mind-yumming words paired with mind-yumming musical phrases that inspire no thinking. This gives voice to the boomer attitude that music was better back in my day. And compared to this, yeah, you're right, Dad. Yummy is the worst kind of bad. Not interesting to be laughable, but not so terrible that I can yell at its shittiness. That's the only way it made it here. Go listen to Danny Gonzalez's Yummy. It's the only silver lining to this existing. Yummy. Not as good as this floor-dirtied French toast crunch. Number 8. I hate things that are fun. A little bit of how the sausage is made from list ordering headquarters. I rated everything out of 5 again to solidify where things were going. Welcome to the Ozone. It might be the best 0 out of the bunch, but we're still talking about something pretty worthless, despite the song's best efforts. It actually sounds fairly nice. Chill piano, complimentary trap production, well-achieved vibe, thematically accurate, very cool group celebrations. It's mixed pretty well too, particularly how the production comes in and out almost at will. Even the organ solo at the end is a pleasant change of pace. Definitely the best song on this list in those regards. In a year other than 2020, Surfaces would have had an actual singer on payroll. Instead, all we got was Pneumonia Khalid.
It's gonna get difficult to stand, but hold your balance.
This isn't ignorably dissatisfying. It's not mildly off. It's distractingly horrific. Every defense I have for the better half of Sunday Best and Surfaces is completely nullified by the man with the vocal stylings of a cheese grater. But instead of receiving cheese in its best form, we get this.
It's okay.
Reverb. What the fuck is with the reverb on this guy's voice? Does he sound worse before the post-production? I can't even get my shitty Logitech speakers to create a sound as unpleasant as the Rasp Master. Even comparatively, Mr. Probs had a bit of a terrible voice in 2014, but his lower tone made for a 10% improvement to this ass clown, and that makes for an exponential difference. Imagine it at a higher register still.
Some days you wake up and nothing works, you feel surrounded.
Then with the praise for the production team, we have to talk about the worst moment. Didn't sound bad enough already, right fuckers? It hurts physically, with visible cringe. It doesn't happen a lot, but always with Smiley Guy here. Sunday Best is an endless barrage of nauseating pain, softened by being pretty fun, but still performed so disgustingly poor that fuck it. Fuck it hard. Asshole. Number 7.
Baby.
Was it the year of Drake? The argument could be made 2018 had a pretty nice case. 2017, not bad. 2016 too, maybe to a fault. Regardless of the years of albums and playlists, every year has had enough of an impact from Drake somewhere. No matter how many bad albums or embarrassing guest verses, it will always come back to his own failure singles.
Can't let this one slide.
2020 never managed anything in the middle. Either the world was on fire figuratively and literally, or my car radio made everything alright. It was nothing but extremes. Feast versus famine, fight versus flight, overtime versus involuntary quarantine. Drake tried to make something middling and forgettable, and it just came out terrible. Mid-tempo, attempted low-key jam for the TikTok crowd. It's already the dumbest looking dance imagined. Let it market itself. Certainly don't use it to market. That might tank an album worse than multiple future collaborations. The EP was another story. We've got a lead-off single to discuss.
Baby, don't you wanna dance with me, no?
This reminds me of Pig Slop. It's a mess of sound that provides no audible nutrition. There's no element to grasp onto. The lyrics may as well have been copy-pasted from any document, since Drake is unwilling to put any kind of attempt into his rapping. We the people, for the people, by the people. Or the singing, for that matter. The post-production computer did more singing than the guy.
Right foot up, left foot slide.
And maybe it's to emphasize the dance over all else, which,
Left foot up, right foot slide.
Remember the Hotline Bling dance? That was a dance. This is a shimmy you do when you're bored of waiting in the DMV line. The things that I would do to be able to stand in that line again. Its blazing moves have made me come to hate Toozy, and I don't know a goddamn thing about the guy. Thanks, Drake. But why was this a lead single? Beats me. Maybe it was out of necessity? Look at the other songs that stuck around from Dark Lane. Pain at least had an interesting guy helping out. Bad artist, but trying at least. And Chicago Freestyle is certainly more earnest. I'm not recommending either of them, but they'd at least be interesting. Tuesday is only interesting as an embarrassing joke to Drake's futility in making an actual good piece of art. Fuck it, maybe this would have been better if it was one of those other singles he released later in the year.
Bitches calling my phone like I'm locked up.
Or not?
I'm a pop star, not a doctor.
Oh, nice. The last two weren't banal enough, so he felt like making a so bad it's bad song. But instead of being able to forget it 6 seconds after you've heard it, Drake won't let us this time around.
I want a quick death and an easy one.
Classic power move. Show everybody how fucking ridiculous it is that Drake is famous at all. Because something this conceited would just come off as a disaster for a real artist. But this was just Drake's 12th single that week. Tuesday's lyrics had no importance. Popstar is the exact opposite. Groan-worthy line after embarrassing shows of, I guess sarcasm or humor?
2020, I came to fuck it up, yeah.
I wouldn't go around bragging about fucking up probably the worst year in modern human history, but Drake, go destroy whatever you want.
It can take as many charges as it needs to, my girl.
Maybe work on flow and your bad lyrics, my guy. Also, no, this man, bragging like this makes him look like Popeye when he forgot his spinach at home. Especially this.
I'ma show your sexy ass what relief is, my girl.
Mabed has one hell of a role model for a dad. Daddy, what's a bitches?
You would probably think my manager is Scooter Braun, yeah.
Well, when you have a property as inexplicably famous as yourself, the only approach is to oversaturate the market until it stops working. Look at Maroon 5. What the hell was with the underperformance of that single? Maroon 5?
Canceled due to coronavirus.
And what's with all the name dropping? You don't want to remind people of actually interesting pop stars.
Ariana,
Way better.
Selena.
Definitely at least interestingly bad.
If we talking joints, it's just me and David Foster.
David Foster has actual award hardware you'll never dream of having.
Kevin Costner, you tweaking.
Okay, Costner is a good thing to compare yourself to, even if that was a weak excuse to have those two names force a rhyme. And don't invoke Whitney, you dum-dum. He doesn't count as a credible pop star. Kevin Costner is legitimately more of a pop star, is exactly what this referencing is saying.
Shit don't even usually get this big without a Bieber face.
Come on, Drake. That's low. You're a dreamboat. Was that believable? Close enough? Cut this part. You can't even hear me properly. Why is the red light on?
2, 4, 6, 8.
I appreciate my cheers next to a football field and not as filler in your smash hit pop song. Smash hit may have been a little bit overselling it.
I'm a pop star, not a doctor.
Oh, really? No PhD in being useless? Masterclass dissertation in rap made by a template. Usually there's a singer that could round this up pretty well. And luckily, Drake is very good at that.
Bitches calling my phone like I'm locked up nonstop.
Let's start with the positives. At least he's not singing. I commend him for not pretending that he can actually do that. Okay, I was nice. What the fuck is this?
From the plane to the fucking helicopter.
Could he give less of a shit? I'd put more effort into sarcastically singing a song my dad can only identify by sound, and I hate doing that. Clearly Drake doesn't hate doing this. Not a doctor or a pop star. He doesn't even sound like himself. What's with the voice throwing? Are we supposed to think this is Khalid? I'd like to think he did something on the song.
Bitches.
Hot new up-and-comer DJ Khaled brought over his fresh cut from SoundCloud. Hearing Seth in the Kitchen getting a nod at the beginning of Rockstar is deserving. This buffoon shouting his name has no bearing on it even mattering. There's nothing special about it. I'm sure I could have bought him a better beat, which is obvious considering how much better the beats are for Danny Gonzalez songs. It's almost like the only thing that's going to get him to try is for us to stop automatically pushing all of his music to the top of the charts. 2020 is the cautionary tale about Drake. At best, the singles don't matter. But this year, we got all of his extremes. Boring, effort-free, obnoxious, repetitive trash. This concludes the Drake proceedings. Back to interestingly bad songs and artists. Number 5. And now to host the first and last annual Nice Guy Awards, Ducky. Welcome to the Nice Guy Awards. I am your host, Ducky. This is where we celebrate that man or lady who absolutely has no talent, but overcompensates by being just such a nice person. I have the winner here. Let's see who won. Well, I'm happy he's such a lovable guy, and his relation to the 12th Doctor helped him be internationally known too. Unfortunately, when his god-awful songs come on the radio, I don't actually get to hang out with the guy. I get to experience a lot of suffering from a man so bad at his job, he should have been fired during the probationary period. Apparently I got it wrong last year, not including Someone You Loved, and even I'll admit. I don't regret putting it as an honorable mention. It's fucking leagues better than this shit pile of a follow-up. Evidence, the foundation of justice. I'll start with a much less compelling comparison. Lyrically, I'm for Someone. Yeah, it's not good at all, I agree, but I believe he's a guy in anguish. He's very good at sharing said anguish. I just have to say that last year I went through the same thing. Feeling comfortable with somebody than having the carpet ripped out from the whole thing, I related to. It's a cheap defense, and I can acknowledge it as such. But compared to Before You Go... Feel so worthless. God. Play the clip again. I should be able to handle it now. Feel so worthless. Nope. I do not give a fuck about the lyrics. There is absolutely no instance where I can tolerate his voice. So if there's no way to compare lyrics, since online lyric sites don't tend to put them into a font that conveys audible pain, I'll conduct a retch test. Every time I have an involuntary cringe to the songs, that song will be awarded a point. Commence testing. Can't wait to put Capaldi songs in my YouTube. I'm gonna get some really good stuff recommended to me. Fuck. I'm getting fucking used to it. Right, big finish. Kids, don't do this to yourself. Oh my god, it's still going. Why did the music drop out? Oh yeah, that makes it better. Alright, I had 34 retches in that. Let's go to the next one. I know I had a lot of fun doing that. Oh god, every word. Not again, please. Oh, Christ. Ugh. Stop. Before You Go, I had 57 different times he climbed that ladder and proved how good of a singer he is. Yeah, maybe Someone You Loved was the worst song of last year. And even the little things shoot Before You Go way ahead. The prior use of his lower register sounds silly. He's that isn't as grotesque as I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. You've got nothing important to say. Go away. So maybe I should look into the things that aren't Capaldi. There has to be some fucking reason that this was a top 10 hit. I respect its basic blandness. I admire drums so slow that plays fake praise here in post. My favorite is that I can't fucking listen to any of it without Capaldi's raw vocals souring everything beyond repair. He is a black hole destroying everything decent in his path. That's what resides in the man's throat. I've solved it. The man has no range. Those compliments I gave to his lower register earlier, fuck it. His low can't work through his accent, his mid is repulsive at best, and I'm just not sure what's wrong with his high. I can't put my finger on it.
If I let my walls come down.
All this song has brought me is many obscenities, many instant radio station changes, and another reason to be disappointed with the US, which there already weren't enough reasons to do that for. Fuck this song, next bad singer please. Number 4.
Hey, my name's Ducky, and we're gonna go into it. All right.
They say, oh my God, I see the way you shine.
Everybody seems to be distracted by the fun little music video and her charismatic delivery, so it's time to present Dance Monkey the way I hear it. Because having an accent is one thing, but singing like this is wrong. So of course, the highlights.
I like your style. Never seen anybody do the things you do before.
And why do we ignore what's so blatantly terrible? I remember in college when I had to make a rap song out of GarageBand loops, and my 2011 MacBook Pro only had about 30 different loops to choose from.
I grew up in a town in the Midwest. People living there say that it's the best.
All of this praise for something that's marketed as a pinnacle of fun. It's a joke. It's there because the song can't be just tones and she.
Just like a monkey, I've been dancing my whole life.
It can't nullify all the bad will that's Tony's incredible lack of ability to sound listenable. Even when I did that little video last year saying that Bjork or Sia could be comparable, they could probably sue for such defamatory remarks. Cause they're not this.
See you every time. Woo! Dance for me, dance for me, dance for me.
Have you gotten the idea yet? Good. Let's move forward. As soon as this premiere is over, you can watch my full cover unbroken. We're done talking about bad singers, which is way more fun anyways, so yippee. Get a clue, lady.
I'm lucky.
Number 3. Fuck
You and you and you.
How dare I? Clearly this pick is just too basic to even warrant an actual spot. How could I sleep at night putting something so obvious and hate-baity on a top 10 list? Please forgive my sodium levels. Whatever Sean says goes. But this trash fire of a song ruined my otherwise great year. We fucking rejected it last year. Why pre-pandemic did we decide it deserved a chance to suck up our airwaves?
Fuck you.
Did it capture the feeling of American life a little too well? Maybe. That's why it's fucking shit. I'll give you basic. What is this flow?
Throw up in your Birkin bag, hook up with someone random.
It's eighth notes. Fucking eighth notes with an occasional 16th note thrown in, or else you'd feel yourself slowly dying from his radioactive lack of effort.
10K on the table just so we can be secluded. Swear she had a man, but shit hit.
Revolutionary example of musical craft there. If you're 4, if only any of it had any value, cause without the verses, you got, you know.
Fuck you.
Black Bear, you're such a charmer.
They can't fit me in a Trojan.
Lovely. You couldn't imagine this man's unbelievable prowess and oops, you're pregnant cause his penis is just so big. Cuz.
Fuck.
Feel good hit of the fuck you summer. Hey, that's true. Let's talk about that name.
That's that hot girl bummer anthem.
That's like Hot Girl Summer, but Hot Girl Bummer. Somebody let this guy write the next Star Wars movie. Okay, it's about a girl named Faye, and she goes to the planet Raku, and then she meets me on Jar because she's not too cool to turn down my advances. Those other girls, fuck. There's an impressive level of apathy to giving a song the one-letter difference to a song made in the same year. Not as though I'm going to praise that other song, but it is interesting and an idea. Is this a response to it? Because it's definitely as pathetic and lame as a counter-argument made by song. Is it supposed to be the new hit phrase we'll be saying forever? By Jove, it is a hot girl bummer out there. Friends, that is not a kind gesture. Is it a good turn of phrase? Sure is, if the turning of the eyes into the back of the head. Is it annoying to harp on just the name of a song like this? Maybe, but sometimes the punishment fits the crime. There's nothing to salvage it in the end. What, did you think the Tim and Eric $1 billion movie reference made it all come together?
And you want me to change? Fuck you!
HGB sure makes me want to do something with an expansive collection of swords. Find a corner of a crowded hotel ballroom, point the sword out, and show off the craftsmanship to the thousands of swordsmen at SwordCon 2021. Will Forte is doing a panel about the core and attention that went into the historical accuracy of the swords featured in the movie. Sorry, I'd rather make up a fictional event than bother talking about a pissy loser who can't handle rejection. It's not funny or interesting. It just makes me want to throw attention. Bad, who's listening to this? What's wrong with this world? It's bad-spirited and wrong and offensive. And I'm done. Black Bear, be better. And also fuck you. Number 2.
Tap in. Tap, tap, tap in.
Why is she saying it like that? Is she tapping in? It's no surprise after 5 and 4 that I can't handle another pronunciation, but it's the name of the song. What was Saweetie thinking?
Low bass, fat ass bitch, tap in.
Plus this beat is making me nauseous. It's gross.
You better get the card and make it swipe like Tinder.
Lady, you suck. Tip, 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 out. Dishonorable mention. It is what it is. I just needed a palate cleanser of an objectively worse song to prepare me for the worst power team-up in years.
I'm a savage.
I was pretty wishy-washy on which version I considered to be worse, but it's clear now. This remix is raw bullshit, just like most remixes.
I'm one of the greatest, ain't no debating on it.
Usually it's the best possible configuration with some haphazard rando thrown in to make it twice as popular and half as good. Now imagine how bad it's gonna be if the original is already Megan's worst single and then you add an apathetic at best Beyonce to sabotage the whole thing.
Turn this motherfucker up 800 degrees.
Hi Diva Beyonce, how we've missed you so. Your indifference, your pointlessness, your failed power move bringing you back down. If you thought 150 seconds for the original was oppressive, 4 minutes for the remix is a goddamn eternity. It reaches 4 natural conclusions and just keeps going despite its frustrating existence.
On that demon time, she might start her OnlyFans.
Well, she tried. I don't believe it for a fucking second, but she did try.
Left cheek, right cheek, drop it low and swing.
We're not talking about an era of her usual power. It's Jay-Z's wife doing the cool thing the kids are into now. It screams utter desperation to prove that she can push a song's popularity. Which, she can. Great. Now actually fucking sing.
Well, I hope you don't catch me messing around with you.
Half-assed. Paycheck for somebody who sure doesn't need it. And what kind of vanity is it to be nearly upstaged by some lady who can't stop gagging as her terrible gimmick? What do I think of that? Ah! I originally thought making it longer and having less Meg would cancel out, but I'd rather it be shorter and more stallion heavy. It's unbelievable how misfitting Beyonce is. Now I actually want more Megan? Who'd have thunk it?
Hood, but I'm classy. Rich, but I'm ratchet.
Oh yeah, all she does is outline the lame chorus with flavor text like prepositions and adverbs. So instead of saying something important to prove how redacted S-word she is, it's just treading water until we get to hear her say those very same words again. It's like me reading you this outline word for word after I'm done saying the entry. It's fucking dumb. And that's before the imposter syndrome sets in.
I'm a savage, yeah.
Sure, hun, and I'm a badass. No matter how many times I would say it in a 4-minute song, it's going to become less believable with every repetition. Actions speak louder than words. So until you can embed a song with video evidence, saying the words isn't going to mean shit. The only savage thing in the song is that fucked sound. Emulating caveman communication. Ganush to you too. That means stop sucking at your job. But what sets it apart from Bitch or third Megan single? Brain dead production. Most of the reason I'm not into rap is production is non-important as this. There's the extra hurdle if there's nothing to jam to. Instead, it makes me have to nitpick the lyrics. That's implying this production would be non-present. It's so repulsive. Quality theming, but terrible to listen to.
Big shit, but
Then the apathetic moan. Wow, how shameless. Guess they needed something thrown in there after producing it in 20 minutes. Bad song. But you know what really puts the nail in the coffin?
sassy, moody, nasty.
Okay? Okay? The fuck do you mean, okay? And I thought JP and Julia used one word to effectively sabotage the song's sentiment. Okay throws all validity into question. Is Beyonce toying with the idea? Because she sounds like a relative at a family function hearing about how your YouTube channel still exists. Oh, okay. Every time, it reminds me of the Whitest Kids You Know sketch Driving School.
Maintain the speed limit, hands at 10 and 2.
Okay. I'm a savage.
Okay.
I don't even care if I'm the only person who hates this song. It's a waste of time by two indifferent assholes lacking all self-awareness. Should have been number one. But sometimes the pop gods just provide you one grand slam apocalyptic nightmare. But first, you know. The top 40 was pretty reggaeton adverse this year. Except for a couple Bad Bunny hits in there, and last month, all we had was this embarrassing failure to stay hip with the kids. No picos, please. Savage love. I've never really had anything against Derulo. Always thought of him as ignorable at best and worst. He's always just kind of been around. Jawish Love is Derulo at his worst. It's time to stop, buddy.
My last made me feel like...
Fuck you, kid. Have some shame. Oh. Sorry, my Spotify is playing Kanye again. I'll make sure that I get it to the song. How dare you? Smoke, you deserved better. Especially since your management should have not let this terrible rough cut see the light of day. Hashtag WTF r/y. Please stop listening to this guy. He's so bad.
Working on a weekend like usual.
Drake is pretty good when he wants to be. He's actually doing some good work. He's at the top of his game. The beat is nice. I'd say that half of the song is a 4 out of 5. Future, 0. Worthless.
Yeah, we pay.
Enough with the fucking talentless noobs. 42 Dougie makes Lil Baby look like Kendrick. God damn. I'm done. You review pop music. What the hell? And finally, Sam Smith trying to suck the planet dry of oxygen.
Every day, every night.
World records for opening your lungs doesn't make the singing any better. They keep finding new ways to be bad at this pop star thing. Well, at least Diamonds is good. Number 1. Let's go out with a bang. AJR, the men, the myth, the consensus worst musical act working. And I figured they weren't that bad. Hell, 2 songs made best lists of mine in some capacity. 2014 was so embarrassing that I got semi-ironic enjoyment out of I'm Ready. Sober Up was legitimately nice, probably because that fit after the song title added a little credibility. And Burn the House Down is fine. The songs that aren't fine are everything else. When I discovered a good new radio station, Janny 107.3, Cleveland's new modern alternative. RIP Alt 99.1, Cleveland's former new rock alternative. Then came Bang, and that was funny. Mild break into the Hot 100, nothing to be alarmed about. A cover of Put Your Records On is doing that right now, and that's great. Sure as fuck better than self-admitted trash band.
I hope it's still a badass song.
It climbed and climbed, and I was confused, and I didn't get it. And a free list topper from a year so devoid of bad music? Yes, please. It's almost like this song was intentionally made poorly just for the infamy.
I hope you like the show, cause it's on a budget.
I feel that. Should I start making my videos bad because I'm on a budget? Yeah, let's try that.
Yeah. So put your best face on, everybody.
Being on a budget doesn't mean you get to be shit.
I'm way too young to lie here forever.
Apparently, the boys have been making their trash music in a house, and I believe it. Instead, the boys handle the producing themselves. They really shouldn't. Oh yeah, Johann Sebastian Met took one finger to a piano and another to a pitch shifter for no goddamn reason other than it's cool or shit. I don't know. Let's find some more nuggets.
Let's go out with a bang.
Just all the sounds. Whatever we have, throw it in there. Have Met just wail for more noise. Those bangs better feel like Amaru kicked you in the face. And let's talk about that. They named it after the worst smothering nonsense part of the song. Not to say there wasn't competition for that title. It could have been the Wizard of Oz homage to the Lollipop Guild, or my personal favorite,
Metronome.
Man, I'm up to something.
a fucking click track in a pop song. How goddamn bad could they make it? Seems to have been achieved. Musical shit, lyrical shit.
I get up, I get down.
Either that's the greatest Yes reference I've heard in quite some time,
I get up, I get down.
or it's climbing onto a basic dichotomy to sound more introspective, or dumb as shit. And if you are ever to beseech the names of the greatest musical legends to ever live, you will be cursed to make the worst music of all time. Oh, wait.
Cause my taxes are due. Do my password begin with a 1 or a 2?
Who fucking cares? This is at least 6 years in you making somehow popular music to yield so much hate. What the hell are you worried about taxes for? Pay that and move on. Or stress about it and go into tax preparation. That'd be a good career move, assholes.
Cause it's on a budget.
That's not an excuse. Make it good or don't make it at all. It's a gimmicky, worthless mistake only formed by a family of talentless losers.
Here we go.
And the most awkward, disembodied voice out there. Worst thing about it? Here we go.
Pretend you know this song, everybody.
They don't even think it's worth anybody's time. A self-admission of it not only being completely unmemorable to learn and so bad to not give anything more than ironic enjoyment. Bang is the epitome of music for the easily pleased. And I'll say easily please go away. Done. What was your top 10 worst songs of 2020? Mine were at this time code. You can just put yours down there in my blog comment section. Thanks for seeing my blog. If you want extra monthly blogs from me, here's my Patreon. So thanks, Nick, Ty, Cal, Rye, and Nick. I have other videos too. Try them. You'll buy them.